Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Wishing you guys a happy Halloween. Today we're going to be talking about something scary, or something that's typically scary, but now it doesn't have to be because I'm putting it all on a list for you. I do realize how I am dressed. It is because it is Halloween, but I am very serious about these topics, okay? So we're going to be talking about things that you're going to want to buy as a first-time gun buyer, if that's what you are, or if you're not, and you don't have some of the things on this list. I'm gonna go ahead and break it down to why you might need some of these things. All right, so one of the things you're gonna wanna get as a first-time gun buyer, this is something that I see people always buy their first gun and they don't know how much ammo to get. They typically end up getting 50 rounds or 100 rounds, or some people are kind of crazy where they only buy the necessary amount of ammo for a single range trip and that's it, that's all they have. That's kind of crazy to me. You're just living life on the edge. You might as well not drive with the seatbelt. Go ahead and stock up on some ammo. A branch of that is go use it, go train. Make sure you're stocked up, make sure you train. I would say a recommended amount, 300 to 500 rounds. If you can get up to 1,000, that's even better, that's even more ideal. But if you're balling on a budget, 300 to 500 rounds, I would say is like bare minimum. And so other YouTubers or other people might even recommend 1,000 round limit, 1,000 round minimum. But we're talking about you just bought your gun, you're just looking for a quantity to buy because you want to have training ammo and you want to have ammo that you're going to have in case you need to use it. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you're going to want to buy, of course, is magazines. So I know most guns typically come with 2 magazines or at the very least 1 magazine. But if you're serious about, your defense or serious about your training, you're gonna want some more magazines. Just load them up so you can practice drills. You can never have enough magazines. Magazines break, they wear down. Honestly, 2 magazines is not cutting it, especially if you're running something like an AR. You're gonna want more than 1 or 2 magazines. Honestly, you're gonna want at least 10, but you can get in increments. You don't have to just drop I don't know, 150 bucks on just mags. Just little by little, guys. Take it easy. All right, next thing you want to buy. By the way, this whole list is in order in case you haven't figured it out. I guess my bad, I didn't say it, but now you know. Next thing you want to buy is a holster. Why do you want to get a holster? Because you want a guy that's stuffing, your Glock inside your pockets at the range because you don't have anywhere to put it and you forgot to bring the table. And now you're just walking around kind of a dumbass. No offense. But also, well, it's a safety thing, of course. You want it somewhere where you can properly hold your holster without having to blow your leg off or shoot your foot off or something like that. You want something that properly covers the trigger guard. Falling back to one of the most important ideas that I believe in is just training. So with your holster, you can go ahead and just practice draws, reinserting if you have a rifle, shooting rifle, switching your pistol. It's a training tool. It's also a safety tool. Gun belt, that's the next thing. So a gun belt kind of continues off the idea of the holster where basically you want to be able to hold more than just your pistol. You want to be able to hold your gear. In this instance, you're going to want to hold magazines, maybe a dump pouch, an IFAK, tourniquet, things like that. Gun belt is basically an extension of the holster. So of course, once again, this is going to come down to helping you in training. This is going to come down to helping you preparedness. Honestly, most of the time at the range, I end up using my gun belt far more than I use my plate carrier. Although I should use my plate carrier as well, and you should too. Train how you fight kind of thing. All right, guys, one of the last thing that you're going to need for your kit, not necessarily for your gun setup, we're going to be talking about that in a little bit, but for your kit is proper ear and eye pro. So like I said before, if you guys are balling on a budget, honestly, any of the electrical, I'm not sure what the official name is, but any of the ear pro that's electrical basically amplifies normal sounds like voices and footsteps while dampening the decibels of the gunshots. These are ideal. Honestly, if you're gonna spend a little bit more, I would recommend this is one of the places to do it. Good ear pro will last a long time and it'll do you a good service. So you're not at the range what? What'd you say? You're not gonna be that guy. So good ear pro, it's good. Eye pro, you never know when you're gonna have a malfunction, depending on the kind of eye pro. Yeah, you can get like, you know, shrapnel rated ear pro or like protective ear pro. Honestly, I just wear like whatever eyeglasses I have. I don't know if that's good advice, so honestly, don't listen to me. Go get proper ear pro. I just wear, you know, my normal shades. I'm sure most people do. All right, so moving on. The next thing that we're gonna be talking about is like kind of accessories or attachments that I believe are necessary for your gun. They're not exactly a new idea, a new concept, but I really do think they are pretty necessary. The number one thing, it's arguable what your number one attachment would be, but I'm gonna go with a weapon light tied like right behind sling. But I chose weapon light because it's more applicable to both pistols and rifles. Come on guys, if you guys have been watching the channel for a while, what do I always say? Half the day is at night. And if you're gonna start blasting stuff, you need to make sure what you're blasting. You need to have proper target acquisition. You need to have awareness of your surroundings. You can't just enter a room that's completely dark and expect to properly clear it if you can't see it. If you're not running nods, which I know most of us aren't, then you need a weapon light. So you need to be able to see what you're shooting. It's very important. You don't want to accidentally like just dome your little brother. But yeah, so you don't want to hurt a family member, right? You're trying to protect them. So you need to know what you're shooting. Case in point, it's very simple. You need to be able to see. So next thing, for assuming you're running a rifle, you're gonna want a sling. Kind of the same way the holster works for a pistol, a sling essentially works the same thing for a rifle. When the rifle is not in use or you're at the range, you don't want to be the guy that's like fumbling around. Like once you're done with your drill, and then you got to like find like a chair, like a table to set it down, and you just look like a total dweeb. Dog, take it from me, dude. I know what I'm talking about. If anyone knows anything about drip, about swag, it's me. You don't want to look like a total dweeb, dude. That's like a number one way to get like the cheese touch or whatever. If you're like running your rifle and you want to do switch to pistol, that's another great reason why you want to sling. Also, just when you're done, you just casually hang on to your rifle. It's comfortable. You don't have to find a table, like I said. One of the last things that I do recommend that you guys get, of course, just like everybody always says, I do think you should become proficient with irons. But in this day and age, with everyone, with like the whole industry and, you know, like, I mean, honestly, the whole globe moving towards like optics and everybody's modernizing. I don't think it's entirely a sin to basically just get an optic right off the bat. I'm not saying don't train with irons. It's a great idea, especially if you're running a handgun. But yeah, get an optic. I'd say like a good red dot. There's all sorts of different recommendations online. If I could offer some sort of advice from my own mistakes, is I know it's very tempting to buy cheap the first time because you're just like, oh, I'll just buy this in the meantime. But honestly, if I can recommend something, just save up a little bit to get something proper. I probably would have saved myself a lot of heartaches down the road. It's up to you guys whether you want to take my advice. If you do want to kind of go with the budget route, just get like, honestly, Hollow Sun or Vortex. I know some of the 6-hour red dots are pretty solid too. Those are like some good companies. You just do your research. Just make sure you know what you're getting, and just, if you can help it, try not to buy cheap. That doesn't mean you have to drop like hundreds of dollars. You might drop a few $100s, but you know, I mean, this is an investment. Like, you know, it's kind of like a car. You know, like you don't want to get like used car, like $500, like Toyota Camry from like 1984 or something. Like you want to get something decent. It's an investment into yourself, into your safety. Do it right the first time, or at least semi-right. You know, don't go too cheap. Those are pretty much all the recommendations I have for both your rifle, your guns, and your kit as a new gun buyer. I hope you guys were able to take something useful away from this video. So if you guys have any recommendations, anything I missed, or something you disagree with, I don't know why you would disagree with, like, leave it down below in the comments. I really appreciate you guys. God, I feel like the channel's been blowing up lately. God, like honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I love seeing you guys like interaction and see how you guys like the videos. Yeah, that's pretty much what we do here. We just try to educate, try to, you know, get the community thinking about all of our gear, all of our gear and like our guns, and we have a good time while doing it. So really appreciate you guys, and happy Halloween, stay safe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.